Make a pitch a good one. All right, now make him pitch to a good one. Good eye, good eye. Over the hill. All right.
Forget that.
Oh, Padres. Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't you all? Yeah, right here. Yeah, right here.
No. We got something.
I know. Why don't you guys sit right in this area? My mitts. My mitts. My mitts. My mitts.
They call it boxing.
And then as we call people up, they can have front stage. Okay?
Hey,
Okay. You can sit left.
say what? You can call me.
I'll do it.
I'll take a word.
Eric here? Okay, Eric. Eric Schmidt.
Well, Eric Schmidt, let me just say a couple of words about Eric before we move on to the next Padre. One of the many things that Eric shared with his teammates was his enthusiasm and his never-say-die attitude. The way he rebounded from injuries. Just about all of our Padres got an odd ball or two off the top of their head, their shoulder, their back. You've seen the plays. You know how dangerous this game sometimes is. Every time Eric got hit, he picked himself up real quick, shook it off, got back as soon as he could. And I think that his teammates gave him a lot of respect for that. Eric was one of our leading pitchers, did a great job on the mound for us, and was a steady second baseman. As a batter, Eric has the classic swing that'll get him batting number 1 or 2 in a lot of teams in the years to come. Eric had a great year. Thanks a bunch.
Michael Gray.
All right.
Mike, stay here for just a bit. About mid-season, Mike Gray on the Padre team began to be seen as a long ball threat. He became a long ball hitter, a power hitter, a dead pull hitter. Swinging from the heels, Mike crashed doubles in 3 consecutive games, and everybody who had the chance to see tonight's game saw him once again use his power and knock in a run for the Padres in a very close game. Mike, you had a great year. Your enthusiasm never let up, and we appreciate the way you played for the Padres.
Joshua Anderson.
Hey, Josh. I see, Josh, you had a great year. Josh, I see as he approaches the table here, he's cooling off his fingers, and I can understand why. This guy is intense 100% of the time. But he always looks cool, and that's what always threw me and always impressed me, is that this guy's 100% attention was always on the game, but you never know it because he looked casual. He looked cool. One other thing I want to point out about Joshua, that everybody I think has noticed who's seen him swing the bat. Joshua, you've got a classic baseball swing. You've got a Will Clark swing. It's one of a thing of beauty that people look at and say, hey, watch for this kid in the years to come. Josh, way to go. Corey, no.
All right.
Corey, we appreciate all the efforts that you've made, all the hard work in practices and in games that you've done on the Padres this year. You also illustrated one of the most important values that we learned from baseball, and that is staying with the game, being a team player, rooting for your team players when they were out there and you were on the bench, and when you were out there on the field giving 100%. You did that, Corey, from game 1 to the very last game here today. So congratulations from all of your teammates and from us who had a chance to work with you all year.
David Spidell.
Hey, it's fine now. All right, number 25 for the Padres. Amazed us all. His work on the mound, his steady work at first base, and his contributions that he made while at bat. I know that David would start thinking of the people that helped him, and I know he would mention his dad, because David did get a lot of coaching from his dad, Alan Spidell, who's also helped out the Padre team in general a whole lot this year. David, I'm going to go on because your contributions were many. There was a few innings, and these are some of the fondest memories that Padre fans have all year. Now listen to this, because you're going to do more of this next year. Well, I'll make it short. Okay. I'm going to really shorten it. But I want to refer to the fact that few innings this year only lasted 9 strikes on the part of the opponents, because David was on the mound, and you know what 9 strikes means? That he only threw 3 pitches to each hitter, struck him out. And these are feats, and David did it several times, and I'm finished. He had a great year. Thanks on behalf of your Padres. not as shy about hearing these contributions because, once again, we have a team player here whose contributions were many. If you ever go up to an Oakland A's game and be a part of the fans that go crazy, looking at Jose Canseco knock him out into the outfield, you get a little bit of that same feeling when you watch Jasper hit a few in the game. What it was all about the home run watch and about the long ball, and he made some great contributions when we had runners on base that needed to get driven in. Jasper's a guy that the Padres looked to all year long to get the big runs in. He contributed in a sound way also on our pitching staff. Defensively, he was always right there 100% of the time. And Jasper had a great year. Next year, it's going to be bigger and better things for you. Congratulations. Nathan Contos, for you baseball fans, kind of like our Robbie Thompson. They call him a gritty ball player. Hard, tough as nails. And as I was referring to some, I shared this with Nathan a couple of days ago, looking through some of our team notes. 3 different times Nathan came up early in the year with bases loaded. And he managed to get the runners up each time. One time he reached on an error, had a little help from the defense. But the 2 other times, Nathan illustrated something we try and get all the ball players to have in mind all year long, and that is, you get your bat on the ball, great things may result. We may not get a home run over the fence on every pitch, but if we can get our bat on the ball, which Nathan did at some very crucial times during the year, knocked in some very big RBIs. Nathan, thanks for the contributions he made this year. Had a great attitude, great coaching. Shannon Hetman also contributed in many different ways. You saw him on the mound pitching in the beginning of the year. We saw him at first. Catching, he did a fine job for us. You saw him in the outfield today make a great play in left field. So yes, Shannon played all around for us. And Shannon always had an enthusiastic, positive attitude which he brought to practice. Made practices a little bit more interesting when we were starting to fight some 80-degree weather back there. Actually, it was in March, and we had that really tough weather there. It was tough on the players there, and with enthusiastic attitudes that you brought, Shannon, that some of your other teammates brought, it made practice not only productive as far as getting some work done, but a heck of a lot of fun. We had a good year for us in the Padres. We'll have a great year next year. Dugan Cosby turned in a fine year for the Padres. He played second often. And we kept him in the infield a lot of times because he had sure hands. And once again, he didn't seem to get rattled, even though there was runners dancing off second, dancing off third, all the time saying, hey, batter, 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 hey, pitch. Well, Duganson didn't seem to let that bother him too much. Well, it may bother me a little bit because I'm speaking, but it didn't bother him when he was out there in the field, no sir. No, he kept a cool head. He made a lot of contributions to this year on the field, in the dugout, always paying, one of the few guys I could say, paying attention 90% of the time to the game, no matter what else was going on in the other fields or in the other game. Dugan had some sharp singles, especially toward the later part of the year. And Dugan, thanks for all the work you put in this year. Okay, number 28 for the Padre. He's a Padre. He has an athletic cap, but he's a Padre, believe me. Noah really seemed to stand out this year, in my mind, on the base paths.
Yeah.
When this guy was on base, we could almost expect the next base would be taken. Whether it be second or third, Noah, you actually stole a base the other day when there was no wild pitch. When your coach's heart probably jumped right about up to his mouth, his throat, and you made it to third base when there was not even a wild pitch. That alertness that you showed there on the base paths, you also showed at bat, and while you were practice on the field, you had a great year. We look for another great year to come next year and the years to come. Hey! Wow, we got some great shots of Doug on the video, so you're in for a treat. When Doug flashed that smile, Nolan Ryan would weep and leave the mound. Nolan Ryan couldn't do his job if he had to face Doug Lennox. And I mean that in several senses, because if he did get over not wanting to strike out this fine young man here, he would have a tough time getting the ball past Doug, because Doug's another guy who fought. Now, Doug, you're another guy who also got hit a lot. You took a lot of bruises, a lot of bumps. Well, that's part of the job that you knew you were getting into when you decided to do a little catching for us this year. But Doug, you had a great year for us. Effort was all the way there, Doug. And the hitting, once again, Doug's one of our pure hitters. Got that classic swing that you don't really care if he hits it or not. It's just so much fun watching this guy at bat. You can keep paying admission, and we'll do it again next year, Doug. Good year. Amazed us all many times throughout the year. The man with the golden swing, well, you could name a lot of different names for Ethan's heroics at the bat. There was 4 games in the middle of the year in a row, consecutive games where left fielders just didn't learn, because he hit the ball over 4 different left fielders in 4 different games in a row. I kept waiting for the left fielders to get after the fact that this young guy could take the ball and send it for a ride. But luckily, for a lot of games this year, their left fielder wasn't quick enough to catch up with this guy's bat. Ethan did a great job, an outstanding job for his pitching. Another guy who managed to keep his emotions, which are fiery and competitive all throughout the game, managed to keep it in a nice, calm, decent way. You would never expect that this guy's the tiger that he is when he gets out in that ball field. Ethan, you had a great year. Congratulations. We're looking at Jesse Gelwicks, who's without a doubt one of the defensive stars that we've had all year. We've had some amazing plays in the field as well as at bat. But some of the most amazing plays we've had in the field have figured Jesse Gelwicks one way or another. It was game 2, it was against the Dodgers, and it was the 5th inning, the bottom of the inning. They had a base runner at third base, and they hit a ground ball, a sharp ground ball that David did a great job on at first. What he did immediately was threw home to Jesse, who applied the tag and got 1 out. And then Jesse saw the man who had got to first safely try and get to second, and he threw a strike to second, and no one got a second out.
Yeah.
Jesse did 2 double plays of this kind throughout the year. He also caught a ball in the outfield, threw it in, got the man going to third. So we had some absolute defensive fireworks from Jesse Gelwicks this year. Behind the plate, Jesse was always steady. Day in, day out, took his bruises. Some guys tried to crash into him. He got the better of most of those. Jesse contributed with a great attitude. Always wanted to be there at practice. Was eager once he got there and worked hard all year long. Jesse Gelwicks had a great year. Well, we're looking at another guy who started for us defensively, in particular. Left field, he snared a couple of line drives. He got 1 in for a double play also. He made his share of diving catches in the infield as well. Andy at the bat, when he got hold of it, the other team knew about it because they were usually running for it and was usually heading toward the fence. A couple of times Andy got up there when it was down to the money, and he came through for us. Andy had a good attitude all year. Came to practice, played hard, worked hard, contributed in many ways to the team. Andy, thank you. With every game, with every practice, you notice the progress this young guy made. So much so that at the beginning of the year, we didn't really expect him to be one of our pitchers, but for those who are going to be able to watch some of the playoffs, expect to see him out on the mound. He did some pitching for us this year and did well. He's ready to take on any job we've ever given him. Lots of effort, always intense. He gave us 100% every single game. Simon, you had a great year for us. We look forward for great things from you in the future. Hey.
We also wanted to thank everyone who assisted, and so Alan, thank you.
Alan!
workout with all of us there, but without him there, it would have been a lot crazier. Alan did a great job. Alan, thanks a million from everybody. You did a great job. Fred Gray, he was there. Lots of practices. I'll tell you what you did. I ain't stopped talking.
You can't hear about it, Fred.
A lot of practices. We were one man short, maybe two people short. You can always use a third person in practice. A lot of times this guy was right there, right in time when we needed him for a crucial practice. There was one time I came fairly late. I was wondering if our little leaguers were going to be found in different places in Santa Cruz looking for their coach. Thankfully to Fred, he was there and he got practice started, and he did that a number of times. Fred, thanks.
Thank you.
It was a little bit too much money. I tried to get the one with the daytime clock and alarm system. They didn't have it, so I had to go with the... And this, Jim Downey.
Hey! Jim, say a few words.
Well, it's really a wonderful opportunity to be able to do this, and I really enjoyed the kids and the games. And I want to thank Pete so much for allowing me to do this, because I never really had any experience in team sports coaching, and he's really wonderful to work with. And the parents have supported the kids wonderfully. They've really done well, and thanks so much for this.
Yeah.
Saturday morning. That's a tournament game, so 9
What
o'clock.
time do they have to be there?
9 o'clock. Well, the game starts at 9, so it means we have to be there at 8:15 in the morning. 8:30 is fine too.
Now we have a special practice call for Thursday?
Yeah, at De La Viega.
What time?
3:30.
To what?
5.
5:35?
I also want to tell you that during the game, I have him on tape saying he will do this again next year. Committed. And we especially want to thank Peter, really. Yeah.
Since Pete would be hard put to give himself the same sort of intro that he gave everybody else, I want to step into the breach and say that Peter's attitude with the kid, one of the reasons I was at practice was I wanted to see how you were coaching the kids. And, you know, the horror stories of Little League coaches, right, when the whips and the chains, and, kids crying and all the whole scene. And Pete's there with positive encouragement, looking for that affirmation when something goes right, giving it, remembering the little things, following through at the end of practice with a statement about it. Jim's there with the same thing, off in another group, saying, way to go, not looking for the problems, looking for the things that are going right, and encouraging the kids tremendously. You know, it was really reassuring to see somebody coaching in that fashion and see the kind of backup that Jim was giving right there with the same kind of coaching to encourage the kids to really push themselves and feel good about it instead of feeling threatened. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to watch.
Thanks very much, everybody. I do want to let you know that it was an honor and it was a privilege, and I mean that sincerely, coaching your kids. And kids, I want you to know, I want you to not have any doubt the fact that all the fans here, and not only do they enjoy the exciting way you play baseball, but they love you guys a lot, and there's a lot of good reasons why. You guys are a great team. You're a great bunch of individuals, and that's why the team became as good as it did become. And whatever we do in the playoffs now is what they call extra, because you guys proved this year that you're well on your way to becoming teenagers and responsible citizens, and no looking back. You guys are doing great right now. Before I open this, I kind of know what it is, and I'm at a loss for words, because most coaches at the end of the year, and Jim, myself this year, they get a trophy, they get something nice. But this year I was just amazed to find out that you had all, gotten all the money together to send me and Jim to Cincinnati to the All-Star game. I just can't thank you enough. We never would have expected that. I thought maybe it would be a nice trophy and some very nice words, and maybe an autographed ball, but the playoff tickets for this year's All-Star game in Cincinnati, which I believe are sold out already, giving me and Jim those and 2 friends and four nights accommodations was more than you could have given us, so I've got nothing else to say, but which one are you guys supposed to give me that? I will cherish this with your signatures, Padres. Thank you. Okay, that's it, Padres. We'll see you all at practice on Thursday. No.